Welcome ladies and gentlemen back to the SimZone. We're here for round 4 of the PS5 GT3 Championship on ACC, and we are at Watkins Glen once again. One of the trickier tracks on the calendar, but also one that's favoured by many sim racers, especially on ACC, where this is one of the fairly new tracks, but in this qualifying session we've currently got Lapria on provisional pole, 145.205, BST exactly a tenth off there in P2, Melvin in P3 3/10 off there, Viper in P4 5/10 off. Looks like the top 6 all within 6/10 of each other, the top 9 all within a second. Jojo Peter John there in P10, and fairly new driver here to the SimZone as well, currently sitting in P10. Didn't have the best of times last round at Nürburgring. It was a very wet race, so really struggled that time, but here in the dry, bone dry in fact, he should well, he's already looking like he's more confident so far. Currently sitting in P10, which is a good position to be in. Bad to Bones rounding off the final corner here, currently sitting in P11, 1 second off. Let's see if he can find any more time as he crosses the line. No improvement that time around, so he's going to try and improve on this next lap. Oli Asara currently in P12 here, has just started a lap in sector 2 at the moment. We'll see what else he can do out on track. We've got the number 26 car, which is going to be the next car around to cross the line. That is Walker, currently sitting in P18. And for those 3 that are currently sat in the pits at the bottom, they are reserves for today, so they won't be able to set a qualifying lap, and they'll be starting at the back of the grid. So we'll see. GT Jamie is one to keep your eyes peeled on for. He is a very quick driver, and I'm sure we'll see him climbing up the ranks or through the field in the race. The Devil Son also another driver that's been quite quick in the practice sessions here. So let's hope he can stay connected as well. I know he's had some issues with his connection previously, but I believe that's been sorted out. Lapria rounding off the final corner here. Can he find any more time? Can he dip into the 144s here? Let's see as he crosses the line. No, looks like no improvement that time around for Lapria. Where is BST? He has just started a lap, so we'll keep an eye on him as well. We've got the 917 car. That's going to get a bit confusing. 917 is Chef BS1, who's going to cross the line there, currently in P23, 2.9 seconds off at the moment. We've got the 110 car as well, who's about to cross the line. Let's see if we can find that. That is Viper, who is about to cross the line now. Has he found any more time? He crosses the line. No improvement that time around either. But let's have a quick look at the standings coming into this round. So we have Melvin currently leading the championship, also known as 171, on 187 points, followed by BST NNA on 136 points, so a 51 point gap there between P1 and P2, but obviously we have a drop round, so that gap is going to decrease massively once the drop round is taken into account. You can see that Viper bouncing over the curbs there. And then Viper in P3 as well, on 135 points. Only 1 point separating BST NNA and Viper, P2 and P3. Lapria is P4 and currently on pole at the moment, is tied with Viper there on 135 points as well. So it is very close there between P2 and P4 in this championship. So we'll see what they can make of it in this round. We've also got 2 other drivers tied on points. SVW in P9 in the championship, who's currently, where is he on track? Currently in P21 in this qualifying session, but he's on 87 points, and likewise is DeHuisRocker in P10 in the championship, who is currently P10 in this qualifying session as well, so that works out. But it's not far off that time whatsoever, currently in the 46s. But not much time in this qualifying session left to improve. You've got some comments coming in. Jan Barth saying, evening everyone. He's showing support for Sander known as SVW and BST NNA fellow Corsa drivers, and then a list of other names. Jan, you could be supporting the whole grid at this point with how many people you know. But Guitar Rich, good to see you as well in the comments. Hope you're all well. Let us know how you're doing. Here we go. The DeHuisRocker's about to cross the line. Has he found any more time? Doesn't look like it. We've got the number 15 car about to cross the line as well. Let's try and find them. There's so many cars on the grid. There's the number 15 car. There it is. It's Lager, currently in P5 and coming into turn 1 now. I believe he improved. Oh, very, very sideways there on the exit. It looks like he's going to turn the car to the pits, maybe. Maybe get a few fresh set of rubber, but I'm not actually sure it would be in time to set another lap here. It looks like he's still out on track. It's probably the best thing to do if he wants to get another lap in here. Lord Proth sitting in P7, which is probably his highest qualifying position so far of the season. He's really enjoying this track, as you can tell, and only 6/10 off that provisional pole time set by Lapria, so he's looking very strong here at Watkins Glen. And look at this, P8 and P9 with the exact same lap times here. P8 is Ithan, P9 FRO LJ, so very close between, well, not very close, it's exactly bang on between those two. But yeah, it's going to be a very tight grid towards the top. And I've been in the practice sessions, or the practice lobbies with some of these drivers. They're absolutely rapid, and it's not going to be easy at the top of the field, that's for sure. That looks to be, is that Melvin, or is that, no, it's not Melvin, that's Lapria, who's just past Lord Proth there. We've got the number 86 car about to cross the line. Who is number 86 car? There it is, the DeHuisRocker, who is rounding off the final corner now. Let's see what he can do using all of the curb. Oh, I thought he would have used a bit more there. You can use all of that curb on the exit to maximise your speed. It looks like no improvement that time around for the DeHuisRocker. This will be his last chance to improve. You can see, oh, it looks like he's invalidated there. And I hope that wasn't a commentator's curse. But that will be his qualifying session over. LJ currently in the final sector. I believe he's on a lap. Let's just double check here. No, he's not on a lap. So that's his qualifying session over as well. So Lager has returned the car to the pits. Oliveira crosses the line there in P14 to finish this qualifying session. We've got the 991 car. I believe that is BST NNA. He's about to cross the line here. Has he found any more time? Peter Jar goes on pole here just at the last second. BST NNA does improve, but it's not enough for him to gain a position. And the Ferrari driver, that was well unexpected from Jar Jar, puts it on, oh well, provisional pole. We've still got a few more drivers going around the circuit, but wow, he did not have the best time out at Nürburgring whatsoever, and he has put it on provisional pole. We've got the 971 car of Melvin about to cross the line. Can he do anything? He crosses the line, and he does improve, but it's not enough. So it looks like that Jar Peter Jar is going to take pole here. And he's obviously got this lap to go, so he could even improve, could even find some more time on this lap, but wow. That was very, very unexpected, considering his performance last time out at Nürburgring. Yeah, Guitar Rich, all good, thank you. Thanks for asking. But here we go, let's see if he can find any more time. No, it looks like he's going to return the car to the pits there. So we've got the 97 car of Ithan, who is also going to return the car to the pits. So there we have it, Jar Peter Jar on pole. There we go. Lapria in P2 and BST NNA in P3. We'll be back very, very shortly for the start of the race, so make sure to stay tuned. So we are back on the formation lap then, and as you saw in qualifying, DeedeeTKU taking the Priya in second and BST NNA in third, and I'm still very surprised that he did end up putting it on pole. It just goes to show that you never know someone's pace, and you definitely can't underestimate anyone. So it's going to be a lot of competition towards the top. Now let's hope the drivers can keep it clean to the bus stop chicane, because that is probably the most difficult part on the circuit, especially when racing side by side. So we are going to have to wait and see. We got a few more comments in the chat. Kenny saying good luck. Carl saying good luck. Jan saying one day he wants to see Lord Proth versus Lord Farquaad. SVW is currently in P23. There we go, we should see the drivers lining up 2x2 very shortly. They are approaching the end of the lap here. But I must say, Lord Proth in P8 has had a massive improvement over the course of the season. The qualified P8 on this grid is very impressive. But here we go, drivers lining up 2x2 now, getting ready for the race start. And I'm quite nervous watching them. Let's hope they can keep it clean. There's a lot of cars on track. We are a full grid at the moment. 29 cars, or I believe 28. I think someone may not have connected. But pretty much a full grid. Unfortunately, spectators still take up a slot. So we can't have 30 cars. It has to be 29, but here we go. We're about to go green any moment. And we are green, there we go. And in fact, let's quickly get rid of there we go, that Watkins Glen writing there. BST NNA looking towards the inside there of La Priya. It's a risky move into turn one, but DeedeeTKU leads the race there, and he holds on to P1 here. La Priya having to defend against BST NNA. He's going to close the door there. BST NNA is going to have to back out of that move. Melvin there in the background. We are 3 wide there. Bit of contact between the two. Viper off to a very aggressive start here, but looks like he's going to hold on, and BST NNA is going to have to back out of that move. And we've got once again, the timetables always shuffle around, but look at the exit that La Priya has got out of the bus stop chicane. Looks like everyone has gone through cleanly. No, looks like there may have been a yellow flag there for someone. I think we've got the 87 car off, if there is an 87 car. Not too sure. It's quite hard to see, but no, I think we are pretty clean through there, which is great to see. The 616 car. Who is the 616 car? Is there a 616? Oh, God knows. We'll forget about that for now. But La Priya eyeing up a move on DeedeeTKU. Has to back out of it, though, and that's fallen. That's made him fall into the clutches of Viper, who's looking towards the inside here. I don't think he's close enough to get that move done. Backs out of it. BST NNA down to 4th now. So Viper off to a very good start. Melvin down in 5th. They're slightly wide. I think that's going to be a no time gained in that corner. Lager in P6 currently, very much in this battle. Kenny as well at P7, Ithan P8. Lord Proth has dropped down from the start here. FRLJ in P9, Battlebones in P10, and Lord Proth has got down to P11, but he's got a bit of a gap to those behind him. He's run slightly wide though, and is Beserby going to try a move coming up towards turn 1. Lord Proth hasn't got the best exit there, and it looks like Beserby is eyeing up a move into turn 1. He's pulling out of the slipstream, but no, it's not going to be close enough to get that done into turn 1 there. DeHuisRocker in P13 just behind these two, and Kinquin down in P19. Currently the fastest lap of the race. Obviously it doesn't really matter since it is the first lap, but in the Nissan, which is a car you don't really see anymore, so massive respect for choosing that. It's going to be absolutely rapid on the straight though, and let's see if it can actually pull away from the Bentley. He is slightly, I think he's just within the slipstream of the Ferrari in front. Look at that, already pulling a gap to the Bentley behind. But it's not all about straight line speed here. And looks to be handling the curves very, very well. Is the Nissan RSR down the inside, puts his nose down the inside, but I don't think he's going to have that move done. Kinquin leaves in the room, and looks like we've got cars round. Looks like there's been contact between Bezabi and Lord Prioth, and it looks like Bezabi has been hit round there once again, and we've got a Lambo off his route. Big Dasmo facing the wrong way, and oh, Lord Prioth losing the car once again, trying to avoid that, but he kept it out of the barriers there. Bit of drama going on here in the opening few laps. We've got the 666 car into the pits. That is P. Mitch, who seems to have lost it in the bus stop chicane. What a shame there for P. Mitch. I don't know if he got made contact or lost it himself, but he's now into the pits. But we go back to the race leader. Actually, looks like Walker's trying for a move in. No, can't get it done just yet. But Jar Jar Peter Jar has opened up a gap to Lapria in P2. Lapria now having to defend against Viper. This is going to lose them time to the leader here. And this is not what they want to be doing on the first few laps. Battling already. Viper taking the fastest lap of the race so far. I'm not exactly sure what it is. In fact, we can check. Let's see if we can check. What is it? A 146.5. And bear in mind that they are still battling with each other. But Jar Jar Peter Jar opening that gap up to 8 tenths, nearly a second there to Lapria behind. Viper still there, BST NNA still in this battle, Melvin still in this battle. The top 7, top 8 are all very, very close still, all within this battle, and looks like Itham putting the pressure on to the Audi of LJ here. These two dropping back ever so slightly to this back up in front. You can see there in the background Batter Bones and P9 catching up to Itham, especially with those two battling quite hard early on. They are losing a bit of time to the rest of the field here, and looking down, oh, Kenny down in P12 here, so he's made a mistake somewhere, and he's on the back of Edinomainen now in the Aston. We don't really see many Astons either, which is quite surprising. I think Edinomainen is the only Aston on the grid, yeah, only Aston on the grid, which is quite surprising. But he's currently sitting in P11, bending off Kenny here. Captain Van Beek in P13, just in the back there. Very, very involved in this battle. Chef BS1 catching up to them as well. They've got so many battles going on here, and looks like that is as well. Oh, that is Captain Van Beek having to defend against Chef BS1. In fact, he's got past Chef BS1, who's very sideways there. He's held the car nicely, but he's lost a bit of time as a result. Oliosa has got past a few of the drivers, up to P15 now. He's gapped Windsor in P16. Windsor now having to defend against GT Jamie. Looks to be pushing him along the straight here, but looking towards the inside into turn 1. Is he going to go for that move? No, he backs out of that, but he's showing himself there down the inside. And oh, the McLaren round into turn 1. That is Captain Van Beek facing the wrong way. Let's hope he can get it going once again. But look how close GT Jamie is on the back of that Lexus, but SVW is eyeing up a move here. Can he try and follow them through? GT Jamie all over the curb there, losing a position to SVW, and he's taking it easy here. Remember, GT Jamie driving for, well, part of the RKM Red Kings Motorsport team. Lapria also joined RKM recently, and he's actually got the move done on Jar Jar Peter Jar. Look how close this battle is for the lead. We've got Lapria followed by Jar Jar Peter Jar, then Viper, then BST NNA. He's trying to get a move done on the exit here. He has got a better exit, but does he have the legs down the straight to get this move done? Doesn't look like it. And that is Melvin having to defend against Lager. Lager down the inside here. Melvin holding it around the outside. And oh, there's been contact there between Jar Jar and Lapria. They have come together. Lapria is now on the back of this train. He's lost heaps of time. And who is he behind now? I think he's all the way down in P9, P10. No, he's down in P10. He's Lapria after leading the race, and I don't think he's going to be happy with Jar Jar, who's dropped down the order as well. He's just in front of Ithan here. There may have been a bit of contact between the two. Maybe Jar Jar tried to go for a move, but I think there's going to be some reports to the steward after the few opening laps here in this race. Looks like we have had a few retirements already, which is interesting. And looks like Jar Jar Peter Jar there on the inside, and Nithan all over the place there in the background, almost losing the car. He tapped the barriers, and looks like that is the BMW of, who is that? Is that Lager? Yes, it's Lager, who has got past, and they've lost, these three have lost some time to Bad to Bones and DeHuisRocker now, who's got the fastest lap of the race so far. That just goes to show how hard the top drivers here are battling. P1 to, well, this train goes on forever. It's P1 to about P8, P9 in this battle. P10 even, Lapria catching back up to this train. The P1 to P10 all, well, pulling away from the rest of the field. Edinomainen 4 seconds back here to Lapria. He's in a battle of his own here with Kenny. Kenny still being patient at the moment, not trying to go for a move just yet. You can see in the background there, Chef PS1 all over the grass, and looks like, can he keep it on the track? Oh, Oliver going wide there just to avoid Chef PS1, but he held that together very nicely, and luckily he didn't swing back across the track. We've got GT Delby there showing support for Lager in the comments. Poor Mitch, P-Mitch not happy with the racing at the moment, so he has retired the car. We did have 28 drivers, so we've had 4 retirements already, which is not great to see. Lawproth down into P20 after not the best start to the race. We go back to the race leader, Viper, who is pulling away, well, working with Melvin to pull away. Looks like that's BST NNA defending against LJ there into the bus stop chicane. LJ backed out of that move. It's very sensibly. It's not an easy place to go for a move there, the bus stop chicane. It's already a difficult corner as it is going through there by yourself. But it's still, this train continues. Lapria now with the fastest lap of the race. He's right on the back of Bad to Bones already, so he's on a bit of a recovery drive now. Looks like Bad to Bones there going deep into the braking zone. May have been to let Lapria through. He might just be trying to work with Lapria to catch the rest of the pack. He knows Lapria is out of position, so it wasn't actually a bad call to make. If it was intentional, we look down to Kenny still behind Edinomainen. These two very even on pace, although Kenny was much further up the order, so he has made a mistake somewhere. Doesn't really look like he's got any damage on that Ferrari, but we are on an optimum track now. And yeah, like I said, Kenny playing the patient game here. Doesn't really need to push or go for a move just yet, although Olio saw in the background is hunting them down. He's closing in lap by lap here. He's 1.9 seconds back to these two, so he is closing in here. The Devil Sun right at the back of the Windsor, the two Lexuses, or Lexi if you'd like to call them. I don't know what the plural is, but it's probably better to say Lexi than Lexuses. Lexuses sounds a bit weird. You can see them, the Devil Sun taking a lot more curb through the bus stop chicane, and Windsor with some heavy damage here. I'm not sure how he's continuing round. And of course we have a pit stop, the pit window as well opens in 8 minutes, so he's probably just trying to wait for that pit window. And Devil Sun with a very late move down the inside there. Luckily Windsor saw that, but no, he's into the wall, and I think that was caused by the Devil Sun there with a very late look to the inside. Windsor just managing to avoid that, but obviously ended up going wide. SVW in P, he's up to P19 now, so he's had a good start to this race. Hooschii in P23, pretty much lapping on his own at the moment. I think he is a lap down. That may have picked up some damage on the first lap. Kinquin about second back to Van Beek, who we saw facing the wrong way on the exit of turn 1 towards the start. He has got a bit of damage on the front of that McLaren, to maybe had lost it on his own. But these two, Melvin and Viper, have pulled away from BST, NNA and P3 here. Now BST was lapping very, very quickly in the in the Porsche, that he has dropped back, so maybe consistency is lacking here for BST NNA, or he's taking things a bit easy. He doesn't really want to push and let the tyres wear off too much, but LJ as a result is catching back up to BST NNA. Jojo Peter Jar has settled down a bit in P5. He's not really catching LJ up in front. Lag still in P6. Ethan dropping back ever so slightly. Lapria looks like he's made another position there on DeHuisRocker, so he's up to P8, and that's going to eye up another move here, or eye up another position on Ethan just in front. We look down towards Kenny once again. Now a three-way, well, nearly five-way battle here. It's Edinomainen followed by Kenny. He's looking towards the inside. Is he going to be later on the brakes? Looks like he is. Edinomainen's going to have to leave in the room, but he's going to go around the outside. He's going to hold it around the outside. It's Edinomainen, and good defensive driving there from the Aston driver. Oliasar tried to capitalise on that attempted overtake from Kenny, but looks like he's still sat behind, and Chef BS1 and GT Jamie have now both caught up to this battle, and GT Jamie's on a mission here. Started at the back, obviously with being a reserve, and looks like Oliasar hit the wall there out of the final corner. Chef BS1 is going to have a good run into turn 1, but Oliasar pushing towards the inside. They've got no space whatsoever. Now is Ollie going to move back over to the racing line? He is, and he's going to be able to hold on there, almost making contact between the two. Wow, that was very, very close between these two, but Chef BS1 losing that position, and well, not losing the position, not able to get that move done. And he slots back in, but with the Honda right behind him, the Honda we know very, very quick on the straights, can GT Jamie get enough of a run to pull alongside into the bus stop chicane? Looks like Oliasar is slowing down on the inside. They're having to defend, a bit of contact between the two, and looks like he's going to end up in barriers there. So what a shame. Looks like Oliasar just moved over because GT Jamie, Chef BS1 was alongside him, and what a shame there for the two. But it's now, so Edinomainen has pulled away. Now Kenny having to defend against Oliasar, who he will switch to this battle once again. The battle for P1, although BST NNA has closed in, so he's got back into the groove, and he is putting in the laps now. We know how rapid the Porsche is at this track. Well, these three cars, Ferrari, BMW and Porsche, are very quick here at Watkins Glen, and fastest lap switching between these three. First Viper, then Melvin, then BST NNA taking the fastest lap. You can see we've got the onboards here. Top right onboard being Melvin, no. Actually, I don't know who that top onboard is. I think it is Melvin. Or no, sorry, it's DeHuisRocker. I have to check. I think it is DeHuisRocker actually, sorry. The one on the top right. Yep, the one on the top right is DeHuisRocker, there we go. And the one on the bottom right is GT Jamie. So DeHuisRocker running in P9 at the moment. GT Jamie in P14. We switch to the Devil Sun then, who is currently at the back of SVW. SVW up into P15 now. He's had a great start to the race. Started down in P22 or P23 here. Devil Sun taking a lot of the curb there, monstering over them, even taking a bit of the grass. Doing some grass cutting here at Watkins Glen. But doesn't look like he's got the best exit there. He's still sticking with SVW though. But like I said, we know how quick the Porsche is. around this track, and I think for the Lexus it's going to be able to keep up, or maybe even get an overtake done on the straights here. But with GT Jamie, looks like he has actually got past. Actually, no, he's dropped some time to Oliarasar, so he's made a mistake there. As GT Jamie is now a second and a half back to Oliarasar. Oops, that was not meant to happen. There we go. That's better. But these two still battling. DeHuisRocker on the back of Lapria. He's just pulling along. Well, Lapria's just pulling them along at the moment, really. DeHuisRocker not really battling too much. Looks like we do have yellow flags. Oh no, that's someone in the pits. So the yellow flag bug there. We switched to BSD NNA. Looks like Melvin's lost some time. Melvin's dropped down to P10. He's made a mistake as well. And now it's Viper, followed by LJ. And then BSTNNA as well. So Viper's been able to pull away from the rest of the field here after a mistake from Melvin. Flash of lights there from BSTNNA. Didn't really see anything wrong there from LJ, but BST's got a bit of damage, so maybe something we didn't see. And now Jar Jar Peter Jar on the back of BSTNNA as well, so he'll be trying to eye up a move. And look how late he's able to brake. Look how late the Porsche's able to brake as well. You can see not really using all of the track available here. Maybe BSTNNA thinking about defending as well, not taking the optimal line, and very sideways there on the exit, but managed to hold it together. Just about. And that is one of the corners where we do see a bit of oversteer. Look how close they're all once again. BSTNNA very loose on the rear. Looks like he's going to have to go defensive coming up towards turn 1 is BSTNNA, and Jar Jar on the outside. Is he going to get that move done? He is into the braking zone. And a BST, obviously with the Porsche, a bit more oversteer out of turn 1. And obviously the Porsche not that quick on the straights. The Ferrari just flew by as if it wasn't even moving.
The pit is now open.
There we go, pit window is now open. I've got JR in the comments there showing his support for Lapria. Unfortunately, Lapria was leading the race and then had a bit of an incident, I believe, with Jar Jar Peter Jar here in the Ferrari, and then dropped back down to, I believe it was P10, but he's making his way back up now, and the next car in front is Ipam, but he's still got 2.8 seconds to close that gap, and he might even think about an early pit stop here. We look down to Oliarasar, who's still in the back of Kenny. GT Jamie not being able to close in. The gap still 2.5 seconds to Oliarasar. So maybe he's just biding his time here, not pushing too much. Obviously the Honda, not an easy car to drive whatsoever. And you can see him washing wide there. Maybe a bit of oversteer. Well, there was a bit of oversteer. It looks like he's struggling in that Honda at the moment, but obviously started at the back of the grid, and he's made his way up into P14 already, which is very impressive so far. Kenny still on the back of Edinomainen. Oliarasar still on the back of Kenny. This three-way battle has been going on for a while now, and Oliarasar just hasn't been able to find a way past. But the question is he actually trying to get past at the moment, or is he just working together for now? And when the pit stop when his pit stop comes around, he may be thinking about an undercut. We've got quite a few drivers into the pits already. BSTNNA looks like that is Melvin into the pits, Windsor into the pits as well, and Chef BS1 who's going to get, well, I think he may have retired the car due to that contact with Oliarasar earlier on. Looks like that is one of the Audis. I think that's Walker, who's going to have to let these lead cars through now. And Oliarasar nearly hitting the barriers there. It is quite a tricky section of the track when you're going side by side. You're carrying a lot of speed, and the car's under a lot of load going through those corners. So one wrong move and it can end you up in the barriers. But it looks like Walker now pulling away from this pack behind him, and of course he's allowed to do so if he's able to pull away. But it's now a full car train once again. GT Jamie is on the back. Well, it's caught up. So that 2.5 second gap has closed down immensely in, well, just a lap or so. GT Jamie, is he going to eye up a move here on RSR? No, he's not just yet. Now, undercuts on this track are going to be very, very effective here, especially in these big trains or big battles we've got going on. GT Jamie is in a great position for an undercut, but I don't think he's going to want to pit just yet. He will have to do, well, his second stint is probably going to be a bit longer if he pits now, and the tyres may start to struggle. Now, Watkins Glen is a high tyre deck track. You can see that GT Jamie very loose on the exit. That's not going to help his tyres at all. Aprilia now into the pits. I assume he's got some damage as well, so he may want to repair that. Looks like that's Oli RSR going into the pits now. That's going to be a very well-timed pit stop from him to try and get an undercut on this battle just up ahead. Looks like Edinomainen catching back up to Walker. And we look back towards the top two. Viper now losing a lot of time to LJ. Viper had a comfortable lead. It's about 2 to 3 seconds. And he's lost a lot of time now. So whether he's made a mistake or LJ's just been able to catch up on track with the times he's been putting in, we don't know, but I do think it may have been a mistake from Viper. We know that bus stop chicane, one slight mistake, and it can lose you so much time. But LJ, we're in such a great position at the moment. Didn't have the best round last time at Nürburgring either. I know he was complaining about the wet weather, or he didn't really understand why he wasn't that quick or quick enough compared to the lead cars in the wet weather. Obviously the Audi not being the best in the wet either, but he is proving himself here at Watkins Glen. I know the driver from Jamaica here is on a mission to maybe even grab a race win. Yeah, you can see, I believe that is Melvin just up in front, who has served his mandatory pit stop. He was in this battle until he made a mistake, and I don't think he'll be having to move over to let these lead cars through. He is pretty much lapping the same pace as them. We switch back to this battle. Looks like GT Jamie losing a bit of time to the two in front. Watkins is a good track for the Honda, but the Honda, not an easy car to drive whatsoever, and by the looks of it, GT Jamie struggling to tame that beast. But I think, well, I think it's the only Honda on the grid actually, which is once again great to see. The Honda's an absolute beast on the PC as well, on the PC platform, but we don't see it much on console at all. So I'm not 100% sure if the BOP is up to date on console. I don't think it is. I think console is still about 6 to 7 months behind in updates compared to the PC version, but these three, Viper, LJ and Joshua Peter Jarve, pulled away from the rest of the field now. Lager in P4, pretty much in no man's land. He's not too close to the Ferrari in front, and he's, well, looks like Ethan has lost a bit of time to Lager as well. That looks to be a bit over 4 seconds. DeHuisRocker still out on track in P6, about 2 seconds back to Ethan as well. Bad to Bones in P7. We saw him battling with, I believe it was DeHuisRocker, so he has lost a bit of time, DeHuisRocker as well. It looks like DeHuisRocker pulling the trigger there. He's gone into the pits. King Queen into the pits as well. Looks like Big Dasmo, Chef BS1 have probably retired the car there. We go back to this battle. GT Jamie on the back of them once again. Neither of these three pitting. If I were Jamie, I'd pit and get this undercut done, because it looks like he does have the pace to get past, but he wants to do it on track here. He's looking towards the inside into turn one. Is he going to be later on the brakes? He is, but oh, very, very late on the brakes there, and he's made contact with Edinomainen, and Edinomainen into the wall. That was a very opportunistic move there from Jamie, and I'm not sure what's happened to Edinomainen here. Is he struggling to get the car going? Looks like he's got it going once again, but that's going to be some heavy damage. He's going to lose the position here to Lord Barth, and I think Kenny got in that incident as well. Has he picked up a bit of damage? I think he has, but it doesn't look to be as much as... Oh wow, that's a very heavy damaged car there from Edinomainen, and yeah, it's a bit of a shame there. GT Jamie ending it into turn 1. I don't think that was going to come off well at all, and I think he's going to have to return the car to the pits, unfortunately. But we go back to the race leaders here. Viper being held up in some traffic now. That's going to allow LJ to get even closer. Will we see any of these three dive into the pits just here? It looks like, yeah, Viper's diving into the pits. LJ is well following him through, but Jar Jar Pizza Jar is going to be in clean air now for a bit before he catches up to the back markers, of course. But this could be... well, this could play into the favour of Jar Jar if he's able to navigate past this traffic as efficiently as possible. GT, they'll be saying, still old BOP on console? Yeah, it's still old, unfortunately. I've been trying to get Lager to come to PC, but he's scared. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different world, isn't it? It's much more competitive on PC than it is on console, and yeah, many more aliens on PC. But we look down towards this battle. So DeHuisRocker has come out ahead of BST NNA, and all very sideways on the exits. A bit of contact between the two, but luckily they've held it together. I think BST NNA hasn't had the best pit stop here. DeHuisRocker wasn't really that close before these two pitted.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Well, it looks like we are, yeah, halfway into the race now. And oh, a bit sideways there for DeHuisRocker. He's held it together. BMW, quite an easy car to save with the slides. Lord Barth now into the pits. Hooschii still yet to serve his mandatory pit stop. It looks like RSR now in the back of Melvin. Melvin has dropped back massively after the pit stops here. And Lapria as well, running in P11, although looks to be closing the gap to BST NNA. These two are going to be battling quite hard now since the pit stops are over. And oh, I thought DeHuisRocker almost lost the car there. These two continuing to battle, and if they battle any harder, they're going to lose even more time to Lapria. And you can see that DasStopsChild taking a slightly defensive line through the final corner, and they are definitely losing time. Although Lapria, I think a bit slower that last lap. It looks like someone's exiting the pits there. I think that was a Lexus. No, it's a Mercedes. Sorry, that was Ithan. Exiting the pit stage. He's come out just behind these two. So Ithan's gained a lot of time there by pitting quite late. Well, he's well involved in this battle now. He's actually come out ahead of Lapria. I believe he was ahead before the pit stops, but he has gained some time here. The Jar Jar Pizza Jar now into the pits. Lager's going to follow him through. So the only driver yet to pit is Hooschii. Looks like Chef BS1 has retired the car. Hooschie's still yet to pit. I'm sure he's going to do it very shortly. because the pit window is about to close in 7 minutes. And we go back to these two, Viper and LJ, who will move up into provisional, well, into the net race lead for Viper, and a P2 for LJ, I believe, unless Jar Jar Peter Jar has done the overcut on them. Let's see, he's not moving yet. Has he been dropped from the jacks? There we go, now he's been dropped. He's got going, and these two exiting the final corner. It's going to be very, very close. Oh no, he's going to stop go 30. That's for speeding in the pits, and he's going to drop right down the order as a result. So that pit entry catching out Jar Jar Peter Jar, and there we go. That's going to be some well, a hefty amount of positions lost for Jar Jar. In fact, he's come out well ahead of Viper, and in fact, oh, Lager's right at the back of these two as well, so Lager's gained some time by pitting late, and looks like LJ is going to go for a move here on Viper. He looks towards the inside of the bus stop chicane, and he's got that move done. Viper losing that position, and well, after Jar Jar Peter Jar's stop go 30, that puts LJ up into the race lead, and Viper now losing a bit of time to LJ. That's given him some breathing room. He can focus on pulling away now, and Lager now battling with Viper, so he's going to eye up this move for what will be P2. But let's see what LJ can do here. BSTNA still on the back of DeHuisRocker, followed by Itham, then Lepria in P8. Lepria has closed the gap to Itham. Before the pit stops, it was about 2 seconds. Now it's only a few tenths between these two. They'll be saying, come on Lager, give it the full beam now. Yep, he needs to. There's no pit stops left for him to do. It's all on track, and look how close he's getting to the wall there. Oh, look how close the Priya was getting to the wall there on the exit of the final corner. And there we go, Jar Jar Peter Jar serving a stop go 30. He's going to drop down, well, possibly down to I don't know, P13, P14, P15, maybe around that area. For Jar Jar Peter Jar. It's going to be a lot of time lost in the pits, unfortunately. Lager's now battling here for P2. He's already on the podium, but he's going to fight here for P2. And the next car back to DeHuisRocker, 5 seconds, well, almost 5 seconds back. So it doesn't really need to worry about anything at the moment. Viper going slightly defensive here. Lager on the outside. He's going to go for the later apex, which is going to give him the run down the hill here. But I don't think he's going to be close enough. No, he's not. Viper holding on for now. But with these two battling, LJ has been able to pull away 1.5 seconds already. So, well, nearly 2 seconds now to these two. So LJ, if you can keep it consistent, this looks like it may be a race win on the cards. And I think that, well, I'm not going to say anything further because we know how the commentator's curse works here at the SimZone. As soon as I predict something to happen, they lose the car. So let's not do any of that this time. And oh my god, I've switched to the Priya and he's almost lost the car as well. So yeah, the Priya still in this battle for P6, but let's not curse him either. Oh no, we've switched to someone and they've lost the car. See what I mean? This curse, it's just absolutely unbelievable. And Ollie, I saw there losing the car in the background and making contact with the barrier. He's got a, well, it looks like he's got some heavy damage on the front of that Bentley. Doesn't look to be as much as Edinomainen's damage earlier on, and it looks like he has actually retired the car, Edinomainen, which is unfortunate. But I'm not surprised with that amount of damage that he hasn't continued. And looks like Kingquin only a second back to Walker there in P17. Now that Nissan sounds absolutely lovely on the downshifts as well. And I think if Kingquin can keep with Walker and get into, well, under a second on that straight, he's going to be able to pull that Audi in massively, because we know how quick this Nissan is on the straights. It looks like Kingquin there in the penultimate corner on the exit made a bit of a mistake. What's the gap between these two now? It's up to 1.4 seconds, so we'll keep an eye on these two. Move back up to Lager. Look at this. LJ with a 2.2 second gap now. He's got past one of the back markers. So he's done that very efficiently then, and these two, Lager and the Viper, still have to do so. And I believe that is I believe that back marker is Windsor there currently in P19. Who's going to have to move out the way very, very shortly here. Now let's see if Viper and... oh, there we go. Moves out the way there. Perfectly done. No time lost for these two, but Lager, look at this. The exit that he's got. He's going to have the slipstream. He's almost pushing that Ferrari down the straight, but we know as well the BMW not the quickest down the straight. So look, he's pulled out the slipstream and he's struggling to get past here. Viper on the inside. Looks like Lager's going to have to back out of that move and slots back in there on the racing line, almost losing the car on the exit of the bus stop chicane, but they've lost, well, another 8 tenths, another second to LJ here. And I think for LJ he's just going to pull away lap after lap. Nope, not going to say that, not going to say that. Looks like the Devil Sun here going side by side with GT Jamie. Devil Sun all over the marbles here, and in fact GT Jamie has got that move done. Up into P11 he goes. And he's already pulled nearly a second here to the Devil's Son. SVW not too far off the back of Oliasar either. Kingquin still about a second and a half to 2 seconds away from Walker. But Walker seems to be pulling maybe a couple tenths a lap here. By, well, judging from the previous lap. We go back to these two, which are the closest on track at the moment. Lager and Viper, and this is the battle for P2. You can see how much time the DeHuisRocker has lost, but well, 3.8 seconds. I'm not exactly sure if he's gaining. We'll see over the course of the next lap if he's actually gaining time to these two in front. BST well, these two have pretty much stopped battling. BST now falling into the clutches of Lapria up into P6. We saw him last time in P8, so he is on a mission to gain some positions back here after losing the race lead. And look how close he gets by the end of that straight into the bus stop chicane. The BMW riding over those curves like they don't even exist there. Now it's going to be something completely different in the cockpit of the car, but from trackside it looks like they handle the curbs brilliantly. Looking down to Oliasar and SVW, actually they are 2 tenths apart here, and SVW has closed the gap. Oliasar, I think he's still carrying that damage, so it's not going to help him down the straights, and the Porsche is actually going to get an overtake done on the Bentley. Can he do it? He's later on the brakes there, and there we go. He's got the job done. Has SVW won a move there on Oliasar. Now that damage is going to be hindering Ollie by a huge amount. You don't often see that, Porsche overtaking a Bentley down the straight. And we go back to these two, the Priya and BST. These two have been battling in the practice sessions as well throughout the week, so they know each other's pace. And I think they're going to work together to try and catch up to DeHuisRocker. And in fact, now looking at that gap between Lager and DeHuisRocker, the 86 BMW isn't catching. In fact, he's losing time to BST NNA and Lapria, so they are reeling him in lap after lap here. Lager losing a bit of time to Viper now, so these two have separated by nearly a second, but LJ with 4 seconds to Viper here. He's got a comfortable lead at the moment. It's going to be moments before disaster. Last words before disaster. I don't want to say anything more about the race leader. We're going to switch over. I kind of want him to get the win. After... Well, I think this is going to be his first win in the SimZone if he does make it happen. And LJ has been with us since, well, since we started PS4, I think. He's been with us on then, and I know he used to drive the McLaren, I think. But he's improved massively as well, and to be leading a race here at Watkins Glen amongst this grid, which is absolutely stacked, is definitely something to be proud of. We switch back towards the prayers, losing a bit of time to BST NNA, but BST is reeling into DeHuisRocker here. Oh, bit of a wall tap there on the exit, I think. That can be one of the most costly corners there if you get it wrong. They're slightly too fast into the corner, and you can pick up some heavy damage on the exit if you hit Mr. Barrier there. Jan saying better than the horror film with these curses. Yeah, I mean, the commentator's curse is just something completely different. I don't know how to get rid of it. I need help. Definitely need help getting rid of it. But yeah, Lager catching back up to Viper here. Looks like they're gonna have to navigate through some traffic once more. I think that's King Quinn just out in front. Well, I know that's King Quinn. That's the only Nissan on the track. I think he's lost a bit of time there to Walker as well. LJ has got past these back markers so easily there. King Quinn slowing down to let the leaders through, so no time lost for these leaders either. And Jar Jar Peter Jar down in P15 after his stop go 30. He's actually got that move done, so up into P14 he goes. And Oriasar here dropping down the order like a fly. And with that damage, it's, well, that's what's causing him to lose pace here. I'm pretty sure that damage is on the front, so he's going to have some horrible understeer going through the corners, and obviously down the straight, this car is not going to be as quick. Let's see. Forgot we can actually go on board. I did forget they fixed that. Well, I haven't really fixed it. We can't do it on controller. We can do the keyboard on console. But we can see how buggy it is at the moment. Lapria pulls out the slipstream there, moves towards the outside. He's using the slipstream of DeHuisRocker in front, and looks like he's got that move done before they get into the braking zone, but he's going to go a bit wide here. He's going to have to cut across the grass, and he's almost lost the car. He's held it together. BST NNA backed off there in just to avoid Lapria. But they're going to be side by side here. Looks like BST NNA trying it around the outside. No, he slotted back in. That was I can't remember the phrase. Is it heart in mouth moment? Let's actually look this up. Yeah, heart in mouth. Yeah, that's it. That's it. DD's showing his support for BST NNA. I know I say that name wrong, but that's how I like to say it. And Lapria is still defending his position. They've lost a bit of time to DeHuisRocker, so that time they've made up. You have to be, well, gonna have to be done all over again. They're gonna have to put in the hard work to catch back up to DeHuisRocker, and with them battling as they are, not gonna be easy. Largo on the back of Viper once again. He's managed to find some more pace, or maybe some more consistency. We've got two great battles going on here. So we've got this battle with Largo and Viper, and then we've also got that battle with BST, NNA and Lapria. I think the rest of the field slightly more spaced out. LJ with a 5-second lead now to these two. And I don't think Viper and Largo are going to be thinking about the race win. They're going to be thinking about P2 and P3. And Viper defending the inside, Largo trying around the outside. He's not on the marbles just yet, but I don't think he's going to get a move down on the outside there. Especially if you're not alongside beforehand, and a bit of a twitch there on the exit for Viper. He probably thought that Largo was going to rear end him there. He's very close, but Largo knows what he's doing here. Having a look down the inside, he's going to have to back out of that one. Not close enough to go for a move there into that right-hander. Now we approach this uphill left-hander. I don't know the corner names, so apologies, but we approach the penultimate corner now. It's probably one of my favourite corners in most cars. It's just a slight lift. And the Viper very, very wide there. It's probably going to be a track limit warning for Viper. Surprisingly, haven't actually had any drive-throughs so far for track limits. Track limits fairly forgiving here at Watkins Glen. Viper going defensive there. Is Largo going to try and get a switch back? No, Viper's defended that very well. You can see they didn't use all of the exit, did Viper. He defended the switchback. But once again, Largo's going to have the slipstream. Is it going to be enough? Looks just like he's pulling out the slipstream here. He doesn't want to do that just yet. He wants to stay in the slipstream till the last second. But I'm not sure. No, he's still in the slipstream. They pulls towards the outside. Viper taking the inside line. And Largo not able to get that move done yet. We are into the final 10 minutes of the race. Largo's going to have to try some different things here to get this move done. They're losing about a second a lap to LJ in the lead. Gap's nearly 6 seconds. Well, it's probably about 6 seconds now to LJ. Let's look down to these two once again, still as it were between BST and Lapria. BST all over the curb there. That's not going to help him whatsoever. Once again, I don't know if that was a commentator's curse, but we switched to Jar Jar, who is on the back of the Devil's Son. The gap shows a 10th. It's not a 10th anymore. It's a bit more than that now. About half a second between these two. Oh wait, 10ths even. And oh, that's very sideways for the Devil's Son. Catches it on the exit, but is that going to allow Jar Jar down the inside? No, it's not. Thinks better of it. And the Devil's Son holds on to this position, but for how long can he hold on? His tyres are going to be very, very warm after that. Maybe even a bit overpressured. You can see that rear end of the Lexus sliding all over the place, and Jar Jar is trying to get this move done. His Ferrari seems much more planted at the moment. You can see there, no oversteer whatsoever on corner exit. Looks like that's SVW just up in front of them. The Devil's Son there. Moving to the middle of the track, maybe trying to break that slipstream, but it's not really along straight, so I don't think he needs to worry. And the Lexus, well, can definitely hold its own on the straights especially. You see it coming up towards the final corner now. Jar Jar is very, very close. And he's gonna eye up a move. He tries the dummy, but it's a bit early to try the dummy. I'd do it just before the braking zone if I were Jar Jar, because it's not really going to do anything. Looks like they've both gone wide there on the exit of turn 1. I don't think that's going to be a warning for either of them. Probably no time gained for those two. Now we've got a three-way battle here. DeHuisRocker, Lapria and BST NNA. But before we flick to them, I want to see if Jar can get this move done. He's in the slipstream. I think he's going to have to back out of that, surely. Or is the Devil's Son? Yeah, he's backed out of that. And no, the Devil's Son there, having to cut across the grass. Looks like he's held into that position just about, though. That was cutting it very, very close there. Almost into the barriers there for the Devil's Son. But we switch to this battle, three-way battle now for P4. So it's DeHuisRocker leading this train, followed by BST, then, followed by Lapria, then BST on the back, who's dropped off ever so slightly, maybe got a bad exit out of the last corner. You can see here, Lapria's going to have the slipstream here. It's BMW versus BMW, same manufacturer, same car. And this is where Lapria has a great chance to get this overtake done. He's on the outside though, needs to be later on the brakes. No, backs out of that. Didn't have his car in front enough to get that move done and makes a huge error there. And is that going to allow BST down the inside? No, it's not. Lapria shuts the door there to avoid BST taking any advantage of that mistake. It looks like Largo right at the back of Viper here. Oh, look how close the gap is between these two. And what's the gap to the race leader? LJ still 6 seconds ahead of these two. And 6 minutes left to go on the race as well. I was going to say something there about LJ, but I really don't want to curse him at this stage of the race. As ludicrous as it may seem, commentator's curse is a real thing. I mean, look at the past few races. It's happened every single time. I mean, probably one of the worst ones was the last race on Zandvoort we had for the, I believe, what championship was it? We've got so many championships going on now. Let's have a look. What championship? I believe. Oh, it was the Motor Racing GT3 Championship at Zandvoort, and I put the curse on Carl Van Hoorn. I said he's got an overtake done, easy peasy. Then, yeah, he ends up in the wall out of turn one. So, yeah, definitely don't want to put the curse on anyone. But Lapria, he's got another chance at the slipstream. He's not as close as he was last time around. However, the DeHuisRocker still going defensive. I don't think he really needed to here. Lapria struggling through that bus stop chicane now. You can see there a poor exit, and that's where BST really closes the gap. But everywhere else on the circuit looks like, oh, he's very, very wide. Is BST almost into the barriers there. He's held it together. And that could have been game over for BST. He's taken a bit of a weird line there, maybe a bit of oversteer on the exit, and he managed to catch it just in time. We look down towards Jar as well, still on the back of the Devil's Son. Hasn't been able to get this overtake done just yet. The Devil's Son's been doing a great job at holding onto this position. The Ferrari's going to have the slipstream. Is it going to be enough though? Coming into the bus stop chicane, the Devil's Son going defensive very early on onto the grass though. That's going to lose him a lot of speed on the straight, but somehow he's still able to hold that position. Is the Devil's Son, and Jar, well, having to slow down massively to back out of that, and as a result, Oriar has closed back in to these two. Well, closed back in to Jar. And you see in the background as well, Lord Prof there in P16, not too far behind. But he's going to need a miracle if he wants to, well, close up to Oriar and maybe even battle with him or get an overtake done. Because we are running out of time here in this race. We switch back towards BST, who's going to have the slipstream once again. But we know the Porsche, it struggles down the straight. You see Lapria not even thinking about going defensive here. He's going to comfortably take his normal racing line. But the DeHuisRocker is pulling away slightly now, 1.2 seconds to Lapria. So DeHuisRocker has been able to defend and hold off those two behind him. And he doesn't have long of the race left to go. hold on to this position here, Lager. And looks like, yeah, DeHuisRocker still holding on to this position. Time is running out. The race leader, LJ, has opened up, what was that, 7-second lead to Viper and P2. I mean, Viper has checked out. Actually, no, he hasn't, sorry. He's still being hassled by Lager. And Lager's really putting on the pressure to Viper, but Viper unfazed. He has raced with us pretty much since the beginning of the SimZone, really, since we were on PS4, and he's now on PS5, of course. Back with us once again, which is great to see. And he hasn't lost any of his pace. In fact, he's gained. He's got quicker since the last time we saw him, in fact. And they're looking down towards P11 as well. Let's quickly switch to them. Melvin on the back of SVW. He's got so many battles going on towards the last few laps. Melvin with some heavy damage on that BMW, but he's trying to get past it. He's going to look up towards the final corner. SVW leaving him the room on the inside there. I think SVW could have defended that, but Melvin makes a move up into P11. So we switch back to these two. The prayer closing back up to DeHuisRocker now. Looking for a move there. DeHuisRocker goes defensive. But we are running out of time. Where's the race leader? Coming up towards the final corner, so we will be... Well, we'll have one more lap here. And we will be on the final lap once the leader crosses the line.
Leaders on final lap now.
There we go. And in fact, what has happened here? I think Melvin has made a mistake through the bus stop. SVW, or probably on the straight actually with that damage. SVW's shot right past him, and Jar Jar in the background, side by side with the Devil Sun. Devil Sun going defensive there, keeping the inside line. Jar Jar on the marbles, which isn't going to help him at all. And you can see there hasn't been able to get the move done. A bit of oversteer on the exit. Devil Sun going defensive once more, keeping the car in the middle of the track. But can he hold on? Looks like he will be able to. Jar Jar very late on the brakes, trying to move around the outside. But yeah, no, that's not going to work for Jar Jar, unfortunately. The Devil Sun doing a great job at defending. He's had that Ferrari hounding him from behind for as long as I can remember, really. It's been lap after lap, that Ferrari trying to get a move done, and in fact now they've caught up to Melvin and SVW, so this is a 4-car battle for P11. SVW's pulled towards... What's happened to SVW? Has he run out of fuel? Oh no, I think he's run out of fuel. SVW has miscalculated there, and he's stopped on the start-finish straight. He's going to lose positions. Lots of positions here. What a shame, running out of fuel. He only had one more lap to do, but LJ here going to come up to the final corner to take his first race win here at the SimZone, and the first race win of the season for LJ. P1 here at Watkins Glen. There we go. Oh no, SVW waited for the leader there. He didn't want to do an extra lap, which is fair enough. Viper going to cross the line in P2, holding off Lager in P3 there. Podium for Lager, podium for Viper. They're going to be happy with that. Lapria, after that contact, is going to finish in P4. What could have been a possible victory for Lapria. BSDNNA in P5 to DeHuisRocker in P6. Some great battling between these three. Ithan in P7. Bad to Bones is going to round off the final corner in P8. A top 10 finish for him. Kenny in P9, a top 10 finish for him as well. There we go, crossing the line in P9. Flashing the lights there from him. Looks like GT Jamie is coming up towards the final corner as well. P10 started at the back, obviously had a bit of contact with Kenny and Edinomainen, but still going to finish P10 here on track. And there we go, crosses the line to round off your top 10 here for Watkins, Glen. I will wait for all the results to come up first before we get some interviews. The Jar Jar going to cross the line in P11. Melvin is oh wow, 3 abreast down the start-finish straight. Who finished in front? Ollie finished in front. Melvin held on to P13 and Noah Pearl P14 there. Nelson, oh wow, he's picked up some heavy damage there on that last lap. He's going to finish in P15, and Walker leaves the last one to cross the line. He's going to finish in P16 as well. Going quite slow there. Wonder if he's had to save some fuel. Not too sure. But here we go. Walker is going to cross the line and finish in P16. So there we have it. LJ taking the win. Yeah, Watkins, Viper in P2 and Lager in P3. We'll be back very shortly for some interviews with the drivers. Right, so we're going to get some interviews here with the drivers. We've got LJ first here. We'll bring him over now. What a race from you, LJ. I mean, your first win here in the season. I think your first win in the SimZone. I can't quite remember, but wow. I mean, got that overtake done and pulled away from Viper and Lager. So how are you feeling after that one?
Nervous. The last 20 minutes was rough. I kept on making mistakes. I knew I had way more pace than I got in quali. I just couldn't hook a lap together. I don't know what it is. I can never get a lap together. But it was a battle out there, man. It was good. It was good fun. There were some good drivers on track today. There were a few incidents as well, unfortunately, but good fun. Good fun. And big ups to the other guys on the podium as well.
Yeah, I mean, incidents is part and parcel of racing, unfortunately. But I mean, you are the better man today, better driver today, and you took the race win. So that's going to be some good points in the championship, and I'm sure you're really happy with that result. But moving on to next round. What is next round? Let's have a look. It is Zolder. How are you feeling about Zolder?
Love Zolder, to be fair. The Audi's a bit sketchy there because it runs so low, as you know. But yeah, it's one of my favourite tracks. So let's see.
Brilliant. So yeah, we hope for another great result from you the next round. And once again, congratulations.
Appreciate it, G. Take care, brother.
Take care. There we have it. That was FRL LJ. Let's see. I think we had Viper who wanted an interview as well. I'll just wait for Viper to jump in. Yeah, I mean, what a race. You had Ithan in the comments saying P7, yes, good race for him. Yeah, I mean, Ithan performed really well that race, happy with that result, looks like as well. But yeah, great driving, Ithan, if you're still watching. Alright, looks like we have Viper as well. Viper, another great race from you on the podium, P2, and well, managed to fend off Lager for pretty much the whole second stint, really. After the pit stops, he was, I think he was right on your tail after that. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you held him off, you defended perfectly, and I mean, BST was pretty much involved in that as well, I think, earlier on. Can't quite remember, but yeah, you defended well, placed the car where it needed to be, and took home P2. So how are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, we're pretty stressed out, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Start to finish, it was a pretty stressful race. You know, I was fortunate I got off to a good start this time, and I think I was in P3 behind what's his name, Peter and La Prea, and then. Yeah, I think they had a bit of contact, and yeah, I just got lucky, so I found myself in first. And then, yeah, after I pitted, LJ was just super fast in that Audi. You know, I just couldn't hold him off for much longer, and he got by, and then had to battle with Lager, and Lager was for sure faster than me. He had, you know, probably a few chances to make a disrespectful move, but he chose not to. So I appreciate him keeping the racing clean. So yeah, all around good fight, and yeah, pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, I mean, you're currently sitting P3 in the championship, only 1 point behind BST NNA, and I think, well, finishing in front of him, you jump up the order in the championship. Obviously, there's still the drop round to go. So that's going to bring the championship even closer towards the end. But yeah, another podium for you and another great result. And looking to next round, we've got Zolder. Is it a track you like, or?
Yeah, I don't think Zolder is great for the Ferrari, just with the curbs and the chicane and stuff. So I don't really have great pace there, but you know, could have said the same thing about Watkins Glen. I didn't really feel great about my pace, and yeah, still managed to get a P2. So anything can happen, but yeah, I'll put some time in, put some practice laps in, and be ready for next Sunday.
Yeah, great to hear. And once again, congratulations on the P2, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was round 4 here at Watkins Glen. We will be live back on, well, tomorrow, actually. Yeah, make sure to tune in then. And from us, it's good night.